Alright folks, it is the 26th of November. It's Thanksgiving actually, and we got snow. We got a good dump of snow yesterday, and I'm out plowing with the quad, and I'm just gonna move the truck so that we can plow up some snow on to the house. So it is very common to plow up snow onto your foundation and around your house. Snow is a fantastic insulator. As said, snow is a fantastic insulator, and every year we shovel and plow up snow against our house to help it keep it insulated actually. It is extremely common, and most houses that you see around here will have a lot of snow plowed up against their house. So that's what I'm gonna do now. We have a fair bit of, not a fair bit, we don't have a huge driveway, but it is still all the way up there. You have our mailbox on the other side of the road over there. So it is a bit to plow. Last year we did it all by hand. It's a good workout, but quite annoying. This year we got this quad that we train dogs with, and we have a plow for it as well. So that's what we're using this year to plow our property. The stuff that we need to have plowed. It's not that much, but it makes life a lot easier and a little bit more fun as well. That was just a small part that I plowed. When we have more snow, this will get a little bit taller. It really helps with keeping the floor not as cold. Otherwise, of course, cold seeps in under. Some good news with the stool upset stomach situation with the dogs. It's gotten better. I just fed them this morning, and I couldn't see any running stool in their kennels at all. So I'm gonna go and clean up in just a little bit, clean their kennels and have a little bit more of a better look, but it's very promising. Not 100% sure what made their stomachs feel better, but we did a period of less food in each meal, but more meals in one day, and we changed it to only feeding meat for some time. And that seemed to have helped with the resetting their stomach, and a lot more water, of course. And it also got cold. So these past few weeks, it's been, as you saw in the other video, it's been plus degrees, rainy, really muddy, really yucky. But now it's cold, and we got snow. Don't know if that made a difference at all, but it's one of many things that has changed, and their stomachs has gotten better. So who knows what actually tipped it off, but we're very happy about it at least. So I'm gonna prepare their dinner for tonight, and then I'm gonna go and clean their kennels. We're still trying to be easy on their stomachs by giving them multiple meals a day and less food per meal, so they don't have to digest a huge meal. So we'll see how long it takes. We're seeing we're seeing some improvement, and that is very nice. And it's not that much more work to feed them less, but multiple times a day. So we'll see. It's gonna be our first sled run from the kennel this season. The dogs are super excited, and as I told you earlier, we've just gotten them back into training because their stomachs are better. They are extra hyper right now. But we're gonna go out, just the two of us, Hannah and I, on a short run, just for the fun of it, purely for the fun of it. and be on a sled again. Get the dogs to run a little bit. But it's gonna be fun. We have our safety vests on because we actually need to go on the road for a little bit at the moment. The lake is not frozen yet through the village. So we'll see how that goes. That should be fun. Yeah, we're now on the forest road system that we train dogs in the fall with. On. That's more proper English, I guess. It was a little bit tricky to get through the village. It was a little bit of a slide in one of the turns. Or actually, it wasn't that tricky. It was quite fine. No. The dogs are super happy. I think we are just as happy. They're doing so well, even if they've been resting for some time.
So we got back. We survived. That's the important part. Now I'm gonna go out. We're gonna put these dogs away, and then I'm gonna take the last 2 dogs who need to run. I'm gonna go by myself on a little tiny sled that we have, and we'll see if I come back from that one. But first things first is to unharness these doggies and put them home. Stop.
Hey, Shaggy. Harvey. Harvey. That's son to the left and father to the right. Being silly.
You silly boy.
It is the 1st of December, and finally everything is starting to freeze up a little bit. As you can see, we have snow. Well, you've seen that before, I guess. This crossing here that we're standing by is a critical crossing for us to be able to get out onto the bigger lakes and to the longer trails. We're gonna see a little bit how thick the ice is. Granted that I don't fall in now, we're also gonna go and check the lake that we're coming down on when we exit the kennel. Safety is a high priority for us when we're doing these kind of things. I'm having these ice studs around my neck. So if I would fall in, I'll grab these, pull them out, and then they have these sharp ends. And if I do fall in, I'll punch these into the ice and crawl my way back to safety. Well, if you do fall in, you always want to go back the way you came, since that is the last known safe ice. But hopefully I don't need to use these, but I have them in case I need them. When approaching a stream like this, the edges are usually more brittle than further out or in the center of the actual creek. So we'll see how this actually turns out. It was just cracking just around the edge here. I'm gonna get the drill and drill a few holes and see what the thickness of the ice is here, and then we'll take it from there and see if I can walk over. Okay, so this part of the ice, I can't get my finger down in and hook in underneath the ice, so it's at least whatever length my finger is. It's at least 5-6 centimeters thick. It's almost 1 centimeter thinner just 1 meter further out. And we're gonna have a few more days of cold weather. We're gonna leave this for now, and we're gonna go and check the first lake that we're gonna come out on with the dogs, and then see how that is.
Yadamias and I grew up very different ways. Yadamias grew up in a family where going out on the ice was a part of every season, and learning the water that he would be either walking on, driving on, skiing on, ice skating on, that was part of the season for him every year, whereas I did not grow up like that. So our relationship, we rely on each other for these kinds of experiences that the other might have while the other person is lacking those experiences. So every year I'm very scared when we go out on the ice for the first time, and even though I see him drill the hole in the ice, the first few times I'm always very nervous when we go out, but I always feel better knowing that he has the knowledge and I've been able to learn from him. And hopefully by the time our kids are older and in existence, by the time we have kids and they're old enough to go out and do this, I'll be able to teach them, I hope, with some more confidence. But it is exciting because it means winter's coming.
So this here is an example of the brittleness that I was talking about before. We know that there's land out just beyond these bushes, that's where the lake starts, but there's still ice all the way up here. Could be a little bit uncomfortable if you don't know your lake or your creek, to know where there's land and where there's water. But here, for example, everything is breaking here, but there's no water underneath, so this is fine to walk on, because our trail is coming in through here along the side of the lake, all the way from the meadows on the other over there, along the lake, and then up and into the forest over here, where it will cross the creek that we were looking at before, and then out onto bigger lakes. Very nice trail. We just hope that the ice is getting thick enough at least.